Well, hello, YouTube, back in the shop. Didn't want you guys, well, I have been slacking. It is what it is. So today we got the flap, which has been here for almost a week, um, sitting in the cradle. And we're going to get it apart. We're going to get working on Dimpling. Couple things. We had Sun and Fun last week, so that occupied a lot of my time. Uh, had a great time at Sun and Fun this year. Got to see, yeah, it's just amazing. And Vans Aircraft went to the booth. You know, the normal cast of characters went and saw them and checked orders of engines and stuff. It was awesome. I had a really good time actually sharing it with my grandkids and everything. But gotta get back into work. It's been a good week and everything. Well, got a little thing about shop safety. I'm not gonna show you the gory details, but I will tell you this: something that has held me up a little bit. Um, I kind of did something incredibly stupid on that guy. So I don't want to say, and it's cleaned up. We cleaned it up, and there's my safety gloves there, so you can imagine. And yeah, some band-aids, but the band-aids, I ended up having to get stitches. Um, yeah, I cut my thumb. I don't want to show you guys the gory details. Cut my thumb on the bandsaw. Um, yeah, it was really stupid, and I had my gloves sitting right there, but I don't think the gloves would have stopped that blade anyways. But so yeah, so it was fun. I just, let's talk about shop safety. Got to pay attention to what we're doing. And the really funny thing is, I wasn't working on the airplane. I was actually working on the golf cart. You guys, well, some of you guys know, we have a golf cart here that I use to get around the airport to go to the various offices in the other hangar. And I put a lithium ion battery in it, which is awesome. I love that thing. But the problem is I didn't know when I was running out of juice, and I have been stranded on the tarmac. So I put in that guy right there. Well, I was building a backer plate. That's a meter. You can see it. It tells me my fuel level, my energy level, and yeah. So putting that in, I was building a backing plate, cutting it out, and yeah, I got my thumb caught. It actually got, what happened was is it didn't hit the blade. The part got caught and it flipped a piece of sheet metal, aluminum sheet metal, and took it out. So yeah, if I would have had my safety glasses on, that probably would have saved my thumb quite a bit. So yeah, yeah, shop safety. Wear your goggles. I'm adamant about my eyes, my goggles. I do have safety glasses. I do wear them all the time, and I do have obviously safety gloves there. If I would have had those on, it probably would have hurt like the Dickens, but it probably wouldn't have sliced the tip of my thumb, hitting my bone, breaking my. Yeah, I ended up cutting into the bone a little bit. So enough of that. But today we're gonna disassemble. I do have the stitches are actually kind of falling out on their own. So, but I don't want to mess with it too much. But yeah, I'll get this take it apart, and then yeah, that guy take it apart, and then we'll get it in the dimpler and get parts dimpled. One of the status update, I am waiting on some. I'm running pretty low on my primer. I ordered some 2 weeks ago from Sky Geeks, and I just found out, yeah, I don't have enough to prime. I can tell you. I just found out through FedEx that the package was damaged. I'm not going to say too much because I'm sure they got a mess everywhere if they busted open a gallon of primer. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut because there is probably someone on a loading dock somewhere complaining because they have a green loading dock right now. So yeah, but there's not much I can do except dimple. So we'll get the dimpling done, get all that done but there's not much I can do until I get that primer. I just reach out to Sky Geeks and we'll see what they have to say. But you know, it'll give me time anyways for my hand to heal. I definitely cannot buck any rivets because this is the hand that I hold the bucking bar with, and it would just tear. It would bust open the stitches which are left. Most of the stitches have already fallen out on their own. The bleeding, we got the bleeding stopped, but with the stitches. But yeah, I'm not gonna go into gory details. So that's the order of operations today. We'll see what we can do. Get the bluing off. Get the parts dimpled at least, and then we'll just kind of wait for Sky Geeks. You know, it's a waiting game. It's part of building an RV-10 or any airplane, right? It's hurry up and wait. All right, there you go. That was quick work. Took the pieces apart. So if you guys remember, well, you might not from the other video on the left, I actually use my Dykem. I have to mark up some pieces, drill some holes, and then according to the plans, and then I've got to do the same there. Let me just blow this off. Man, I got stuff everywhere, but yeah, so I got to drill these holes here. It's upside down. There is instructions. I should flip it around, but yeah, it is what it is. So I've got to drill these holes in the parts. Don't know why Vans doesn't do that, but that's yeah, it is what it is. So I've got those to do, and then we will proceed to get the dimpler and everything off of the tray and get it onto the dimpling table, and then dimpling we will go. We do have some countersinking to do. We have to countersink those parts. I did make sure I marked them. We also have a ton of countersinking to do on the main spar. Not the main spar, but the flap spar. And then dimpling, the rest of the parts get dimpled. So yeah, good times. Good times, good times, good times for all. And the nice thing is because I do have the left flap already made up. It's there in the rack. If need be, I can always go to that and review to make sure that that we're doing things right. Got some extra pieces just in case I jack these up. If you guys remember, there is some issues of getting in here, like right in here, to get these parts dimpled. And we'll talk about that when we get there. So yeah, I've got some cutting to do. I also have to cut these little tabs off here on these sides. So yeah, just a lot of just little piddly work as I'm waiting for the primer paint to get here. Well, it was supposed to be here and it was damaged if you guys watched the last video. So yeah, just getting some piddling work done, but showing you that, well, more importantly, showing the FAA, yeah, I am doing this. I am building my plane. All right, YouTube, so got all the bluing off. I don't think we ever talked about this. Get yourself some of this goof off. Vans has a tendency, and I'm surprised I haven't talked about this earlier, but they have a tendency of putting the labels on the metal parts themselves. And when they do that, it's a real pain. Most of the time it's on the blue, but some of the time they will put it on the aluminum part itself. And as you can see the outline. So it's just go, ooh, look at that American flag. Isn't that beautiful, Old Glory? God, that's incredible. I love my flag. I really do. Make sure you get some of that, and that will help you out a little bit. So today, got all the bluing off of the parts, getting it ready. I got a dimple. Now, Vans does have you cut these. They only want you to cut one side, or drill, not cut, but drill one side. And so don't drill the other side until everything's together, and then you drill through, and then you'll proceed to move on. So only get the one side. So I got these cut. A lot of you guys, this bluing here, for marking metal. It's called Dicom. You guys have seen me use it in a video, but I'm assuming we're getting a lot more people. So get yourself some Dicom. This stuff will last forever. So you can mark it. I use to mark. I use my good old. This is a glass cutting, and then my precision screwdrivers. Make sure that you counter punch anytime you're drilling a hole. Make sure that you counter or that you punch the hole. It will help you tremendously. And then of course, this is my glass cutter. Get the fine line. So we did that, got those done. And so now we're gonna proceed to have the dimpler out, i.e. wireless router, but we'll get that out of the way. We're not using that, that's for something else. So we got the dimpler out, we got it all set up and everything. And so we will start dimpling the pieces. Now, the other thing is that there was a tab. I got to clean these up. I haven't deburred these yet. Keep my fingers away from them. Yeah, that scar there was not caused by the airplane. That was caused by, no, that was a grinding wheel. It was a buffing wheel scar. So yeah, you got to cut these tabs off. Let me grab one of the other ones. So you have to cut those. But the way that they come, they'll have a tab with no hole. So the one with no hole is the one that you got to cut off and everything. So that way you can get to the rivet. So yeah, so we got to dimple all these parts, and then we got to countersink and do a bunch of that stuff. So yeah, didn't get to work, but just letting you know, not slacking, in the shop doing work and getting ready for the next evolution. And hopefully the Sky Geeks will figure out what they're going to do about my paint. It apparently made a mess on someone's loading dock. So I'm still waiting. I haven't heard from Sky Geek yet. I sent them an email yesterday because FedEx said the package was damaged and could not be delivered. I'm sure it's all over green, all over someone's FedEx truck. Is not, they're not too happy with me, but that's not my problem. So yep, so I got to get in here and get these things dimpled. And then of course I've got to clean those edges up. They look mighty rough. So just letting you know, not slacking, still working. So YouTube, it's been a while. I do know. But we had a problem. I know that in the last videos, I think I talked about it, about our rust, our corrosion inhibitor up there, the Anzo Noble. We had a shipment come. It got damaged on the docks, and so it's been held up. And so I know I can dimple and do all that stuff, but it will just sit here anyways. And there's some other things I needed to get done around the house. So I took the time to do that, but we are back in the shop. We're going to get dimpling. We're going to get countersinking because I just got wind that the replacement corrosion inhibitor is primer is on its way. It is coming. So thank you, Sky Geeks, for big thumbs up. Sky Geeks for taking care of that mess. Well, it's probably a mess on a FedEx dock somewhere. So we got that done. I'm gonna go ahead and start dimpling today, get everything dimpled and countersunk, and then that way we'll be able to spray some primer. Weather here is really windy here in Florida. Weather's been really bad, but God bless those people that are dealing with the storms north of us. It's just crazy. So I'm not going to complain. So I don't know how much priming we're going to be able to get done. With the wind blowing, I don't like shooting primer. Or I'm sorry, corrosion inhibitor. so I'm going to, but I am going to get these dimpled and countersunk today. That is the order of operations today. All right, YouTube, there we go. Got everything dimpled, got everything countersunk that needs to be countersunk. We are ready to go. So tomorrow we'll probably get in here, we'll prep all the parts for paint, and then who knows, we might shoot some paint tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know. You don't know what you don't know. So it depends on how the weather's going to be. So yeah. So like I said, got everything dimpled. If you guys remember the last time we dimpled, We had some concerns about getting into these spaces. Just be careful getting them in. We still got to clean up these edges and everything because of it's a tight fit. so, so yeah, just be mindful of that. You will wreck a piece if you try to use your squeezer or whatever, especially on these, and you catch this edge right here. You will definitely tear a piece up. So just be careful. So yeah, everything's dimpled, like I said, and we are ready to go. Weather permitting, we will hopefully paint should be at the house. FedEx. So tomorrow we'll get our new batch of paint, and who knows? Maybe we'll be doing some corrosion inhibitor, as they say. No, it's priming. Guys, we're priming, guys and gals. We are priming, but for purposes of EPA and stuff, it's corrosion inhibitor. So that's about it. Be well.